birthday. Thanks, man. Let me know if you can hear Pro Tools, you can hear the mic. Let me know if it's all good. Should be good. I already did a live stream today. Let me know if you can hear me in the chat. All right, hey guys. I figured I already did a live stream today, but why not do another one? Because the other thing I had to work on today was already cleared for this. So why not do it on here? You're a little quiet compared to the mix. Oh, I might have had that like in a weird spot here. Let me try again here. Chick, chick, hey, 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 hey. Also pull the mix back. How's that if it's right there? Is that better? See if that's a little better. This was a fun one. Yeah, that's better. Dope. So I've just got a song pulled up, an artist around here, killer songwriting, and just have the session pulled up. We can go through it and see if you guys have any questions or if we want to talk about some things. We can talk about drums, guitars. I can real quick kind of go through and see what we've got. This was our drum sound. Let's get a chorus. Just trashy rock drums. You have to throw up that disgusting trash mic. More RSL. I know, right? I don't make a video for a month and then I do 2 live streams in one day. Plus a video. What am I doing? What am I doing? What am I doing? Cool overhead sounds. The bass was nasty. I love that. Was 3 different tracks. I actually got to play bass on this, which was fun. Oh, wasn't on the mix earlier today. Asked some questions about YouTube. Oh yeah. Yes, you should. Yeah, start that video for sure. The first one's the hardest. Just start. This bass here, I actually got to play on this session, which was a blast. But we took basically 3 different tracks here. So there's the red DI, which, I mean, it's the epitome bass DI. It's a big red brick. Tube DI, it sounds great. And then I went DI, which is actually, what was this? Oh, this is another DI, just from the Kemper, because we had the Kemper set up and I was splitting the, you could, when you run SPDIF into an interface, you can split it. So on the left side, I had just a regular DI of the bass. On the right side, I had the amp sound. And I was actually running that through Parallax, which is just disgusting, but works perfect for this. And then I think this was like a B15. But altogether, it just made for a nasty bass tone. Guitars, pretty straightforward guitars. Some like synthy stuff for the hooks. It's kind of almost like a Weezer esque thing. We knew we couldn't have a guitar solo without just this crazy fuzzy. See what I did on these. So Renaissance, Axe. I love this on guitars. Then there was Sound Toys. I literally just picked up a preset. I have no idea what this is doing. It's like distortion, some like a little bit of tap, pan man, but I have like the dry wet turned down a little bit here. Just creating like enough movement to make it interesting. Love the bass layers. Gotta have bass layers. Especially with something like this, like it's so dense. So you need to have like that clean low end. Something really gross to kind of marry it to the guitars, where I feel like this 500 right here is what kind of melds it. Like without that 500 like pushed in there, it just kind of feels separated from the guitars. And like in a situation like this, you almost want it to feel like the bass is just a part of the guitar sound, or at least that's what we were going for in this. The vocals were fun on this one. Let's see what all we got here. There's a lot going on. I wonder if I could just play it from the verse here. Kind of get the idea what's going on there. What are you using for vocal effects? I have this delay throw, which is basically like I'm copying what I have going on the main vocal, which is auto tune. I typically wouldn't. I've recently started using auto tune for stuff like this because it just has like that extra little polish thing. I don't want to abuse the vocal and make it over tuned, but that's the sound in some of these things. You kind of just got to do it. Pretty crazy EQ going on because I think we were using an SM7. This guy. What else we got here? Some de-essing. This is my new favorite thing ever, Fresh Air. Yeah, I kind of broke out and finally got the slate stuff. Been holding out for a while and I just broke down and did it. As far as like reverbs and delays, I'm stacking a lot. So there's a short reverb, a long reverb, a slap delay, a stereo dual delay going on, and those things are kind of feeding in and out of each other. So like you can see like how much I have going on here. I don't know that there's automation going on, but yeah. but you can kind of see what all of these are doing. I'm using a difference H delay. What's this? There's a micro shift in there. Sound toys for like a parallel thing. Short, long. It's pretty, yeah. There's a lot. I see some selective muting happening there to track layers. Did you decide not to use mix? Yeah, these are basically having the artist sing the whole thing multiple times through, and then picking and choosing different layers. I mean, you can see how I kind of chopped it up. This right here was the main take that we settled on. And then everything else was the other takes. I mean, I may as well just delete them because I'm only using the choruses, as you can see up here. Just to spread it out. So if I solo these vocals here, you can hear what happens when it goes from verse to chorus. Daisy, you're amazing. Come and rest your weary head on mine. We could sit and laugh for hours. So it's just having the same thing happen on either side. I mean, they're not as loud. They're turned down like considerably, but essentially they're the exact same chain on both of those. But what you end up with is just like a more powerful, wider thing, but that center channel is still what's in charge, if that makes sense. Because if I make these as loud as that center, it's like shocking. Like, it's not nearly as cool as if we have it tucked back. Like, it's just kind of adding that little bit of stereo widening that I want to happen on a chorus anyway. And it's kind of beefing up that vocal in an otherwise crazy dense mix. I mean, really, it's dense, but there's not a lot going on. It's pretty straightforward rock. Like, there's not a ton of synths. We just have guitars, bass, drums, a little synth hook on the turnarounds. So it just kind of helps that pop out. And stacking and layering vocals, especially with like a vocalist who's not crazy confident, really helps build them confidence fast. And sometimes even like in the tracking stage, I find that this dude in particular, he had a great outlook on the whole thing. He was just having fun the whole time. I mean, but you don't always get to go into the studio and practice this kind of stuff. So once we started stacking and he could sing along with himself in that moment, it kind of gave him this extra security blanket, and the takes kept getting better. So I would almost treat these playlists and like scoot things around once I got a better take, and then have him sing to that, and then have him sing to the next one. So doing that trick is sometimes a way to get people out of their nervous bubble in the studio. But it works like a charm for this dude. And I think we have like some... This is where I got to have some fun. On this last chorus. Let's go ahead and bring everything back in. I love doing stuff like this. Just stacking. Like, just making that chord as busy as possible. Of course, we're playing off of him. Whoa. So we're going up, we're going down. Whoa. And adding a 2 in there, I think. Making it as like obnoxiously pop as possible was really important to me. And I think I'm singing that top note, actually. That's him. That's him. That's him. That's him. Oh, it's actually, it's all him. Sweet. I mean, come on. Do you see? We kind of clearly took some direction. That's a tip of the hat right there, is what that was. You got to throw it back to your references and who you grew up listening to. Anyway, guys, I just thought this was a fun one. I didn't know. I'm kind of testing out these little mixes and testing out different times to do these live streams. If you guys like this kind of format, I would love to know. Most of the live streams have been like question driven, and I kind of wait until I'm into them a little bit to really get to the meat. Because I want to see who sticks around, and I want to see who will give me like the best information, because I want these to make sense, and I want these to be something that is valuable to whoever watches. So if you guys like this format, please let me know. If we want to do more of this kind of thing with bands involved, let me know. If this kind of look under the hood on some of these things is beneficial, let me know. These have been really fun so far. I like the Q&A stuff, but also like seeing the mixes. I mean, me being the nerd I am, I would love to like dig in and see what other people are doing, whether or not I like the music. And that's kind of my thought with this. This one, I wanted to get on and just see, because I've never really done this before. When something's this far along, and kind of show it, but I can. So I wanted to see what that looked like. We see what you did to the rhythm guitars. That's really fun. You mean like from an EQ standpoint, or? Let's take a listen to them. So I basically have Renaissance X, a little bit of EQ, and a little bit of Soothe. I think we were using a stereo rig. There was, what did we end up using? I know it says Mark on there. We started with the Mark V, but that's not where we landed. One of them was an Imperial. It was like a Tone King Imperial. That has like the half Princeton side, half Tweed side. That thing was great. That's what we used for like these leads. Which I kind of trashed them up a little bit just to make them pop. But the rhythms, I believe this was a Fender, my Vibra King. So just naturally like kind of loose, kind of gross, kind of retro. And what do I got going on here? This is something I never do. I don't think I've ever used... Oh, let me switch it back to Pro Tools. Switch it back to Pro Tools. I have this on my rhythm channel, and I don't think I've ever done this. I'm not exactly sure why this is here. This might be something the guitar player, who's also an engineer, put on during the session, and it didn't bug me, so it stayed. That is completely possible. And I normally wouldn't reach for L2 in this situation. Sometimes I would reach for L3, but I'm a fan of it. Honestly, most of the time, what I would end up doing for these, let me kick it on actually. This is going to take a second to warm up, but I pop in the ELOP on rhythm guitars and you can play with the EQ going in, and it's kind of neat what happens. Let me set this up while these tubes are warming up. So here's just guitars straight through. And even without soothe, it's really not doing much. But with the ELOP in, that really crushes. But I like going into my compressor with like this exaggerated top end, and it can break up a little crazy, but check this out. And then I would just pull back the output because I'm basically using this as a trim into the Manley. Whoops. Yeah, about right there. So that's like hitting -5, -7. And then without... And then using something like L3. Because it's kind of got like a multi-band built in here. Because I messed up the gain structure. That's about where I would have it normally. Happy birthday, Love Channel. Thanks, man. So that's typically what I would do for guitars. And it's interesting that like what I ended up with was very different. I think for this song, the darker thing works better, and having that bass kind of grind along, because the guitar shouldn't be the show right here, kind of that grungy, punky, like Weezer-ish type of thing. The guitar's there and it's powerful, and you'll miss it if it's gone, but in my mind, it shouldn't be like the star. So like it's there constantly lifting, but when I mute it, it's like, what just happened? It falls out. But yeah, I thought this was to be a fun one to just get on and talk about, because this is like a fun, organic take on what now is like almost an inorganic genre, is what it seems like. All the drums we did here in the new room, which it sounds enormous. But we wanted to go for that like raw, poppy, punky, like unpolished thing. You can see I even started to cut out some toms here. Just making them as aggressive as possible, but while still being raw as possible. I didn't want to overdo it on the editing on this thing. Anyway, guys, I wanted to try this out. I wanted to try kind of this mix thing out. I didn't really have anything I wanted to make sure I hit. I wanted to see what kind of questions come in on something like this. Thanks for being part of the experiment with me. If you guys do have any last second questions, get them in fast. I'm probably going to sign off here in just a little bit. But it's been a busy day. I've already done a live today. Kind of crazy. I ended up on a Monday with a lot of my mixes being already approved. I had everything sent off I needed to have sent off. I'm set up for the next session. So why not spend some time hanging out on YouTube? It's fun. Anyway, guys, I will catch you on the next one if I don't see a question come in here in the next couple seconds. Otherwise, you guys take it easy. Go have a great day. It's beautiful out here. I'm probably going to go outside and play with my kids here just a little bit. So I'll see you guys later.